wondered how strong the Straw Hat Pirates will be when One Piece finally ends? Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, and the rest of the crew aren't just chasing dreams, they're becoming legends. Let's break down the final strength of every Straw Hat. Chopper, the monster doctor. Chopper may look like the cute mascot, but by the end, he'll be terrifying. His human fruit hasn't awakened yet, but once it does, his monster point will become a fully controlled, permanent transformation. No more side effects, no more weakness, just raw power on the level of a battlefield commander. Combine that with his medical genius, and he'll be more dangerous than most realize. The world government already fears science, and Chopper's ability to heal, cure, and even counter artificial weapons makes him a true threat. His current 1,000 berry bounty is a running joke, but in the end, expect it to shoot up to hundreds of millions. Chopper won't just be the Straw Hat's doctor, he'll be the world's greatest doctor and a monster feared by the Marines. Nami, the weather goddess. Right now, Nami fights using her Klimatact and Zeus, but by the end, her power could rival the strength of nature itself. With Usopp and Franky's upgrades, plus Zeus permanently at her side, she'll basically control the skies. Imagine her summoning storms strong enough to sink entire fleets, or using precision lightning strikes that rival an admiral's attacks. Nami's observation haki will almost certainly awaken. As the navigator who guides the Pirate King, her ability to sense changes in weather and battle will evolve into sensing danger itself. By the final war, she won't just call herself the cat burglar, she'll be the Storm Empress, and her bounty will prove it, likely soaring over 500 million berries. Brook, the Soul King's true power. Brook is often treated as comic relief, but by the end of One Piece, his power will be chilling. His Revive fruit is one of the most mysterious abilities in the series. It literally allows him to return from death. Right now, Brook uses it for soul-based techniques like freezing opponents with the chill of the underworld, or leaving his body in astral form. But in the final saga, we can expect this power to evolve. Imagine Brook controlling multiple souls at once, manipulating the battlefield with spectral projections, or even resisting Imu's possible void powers. His music, tied to Binks' sake, carries deep symbolic weight. It could become a weapon of unity, rallying allies in the final war. Brook's true strength won't just be in combat, it will be in embodying the bridge between the living and the dead. By the end, Soul King won't just be a stage name, it will be his destiny. Franky, the Iron Giant of the Seas. Franky already proved his genius by building the Thousand Sunny, a ship meant to carry the Pirate King to the ends of the world. But his body is still evolving. After seeing Vegapunk's technology, there's no doubt Franky will incorporate futuristic upgrades into himself and the Sunny. By the end, Franky won't just be a cyborg, he'll be a walking battleship. Picture Franky deploying laser cannons rivaling Kizaru's beams, an upgraded radical beam that could pierce even Kaido's scales, and armored forms capable of standing toe-to-toe with pacifistas or Seraphim. Beyond his personal upgrades, Franky's true weapon is the Sunny itself. In the final war, expect the ship to transform into a full-on war machine, with Franky as its heart. His title as the Shipwright of the Pirate King will be cemented, and his bounty will skyrocket into the billions. Usopp, the god who snipes fate. Usopp started as a liar, but every lie of his keeps coming true. By the end, God Usopp will no longer be a joke, it will be reality. His observation haki is already awakening, giving him sniper precision at impossible ranges. Eventually, his haki will rival that of Usopp, his father, making him one of the deadliest marksmen in the world. But Usopp's true strength is his willpower. He's the most human Straw Hat, the one who doubts, fears, and struggles. And yet, he always rises. By the end, Usopp could be the one to land impossible shots in the final war. Arrows that strike down celestial dragons, bullets that hit Imu from across the battlefield, or even haki-infused projectiles that can damage ancient weapons. Usopp's journey from coward to brave warrior of the sea is one of the greatest transformations in anime. His bounty, easily over 1 billion, not because of brute strength, but because of his ability to change the tide of war with a single shot. Robin, the devil child who knows the world's end. Robin has always been one of the most dangerous Straw Hats, not because of brute strength, but because of what she knows. She alone can read the poneglyphs, the very text the world government has tried to erase for 800 years. By the end of One Piece, Robin won't just be the crew's archaeologist, she'll be the living key to the Void Century. In combat, her flower fruit will likely evolve further. Right now, she can create giant limbs and even a full body clone. But what if she pushes that to the extreme? Entire battlefields filled with giant arms, or even manifestations on a citywide scale. Combine that with armament haki, and Robin woman could crush ships or armies with ease. Her true role, however, is bigger than fighting. She will be the one who unveils the truth of the Void Century, Joy Boy, and the Ancient Kingdom, and in doing so, she'll finally destroy the government's lies. Robin's bounty may not reflect raw combat power, but as the woman who exposes the world's greatest secret, hers could rival Yonko commanders. Jinbe, the Knight of the Sea. Jinbe is already a monster. He went toe-to-toe with Big Mom and survived. His fishman karate is devastating, but by the end of the story, his mastery will evolve into something closer to a natural disaster. He can already manipulate water like a weapon. Now imagine Jinbe controlling the tides in an all-out war, sinking fleets with a wave of his hand. As Luffy's helmsman, Jinbe represents loyalty, strength, and wisdom. In the final battle, he'll stand as the shield of the Straw Hats, using his massive durability and haki to protect the crew. Sanji, the Devil's Son, Heaven's Flame. Sanji's power has already evolved to frightening levels. With his genetic modifications awakened, his durability and speed rival some of the strongest fighters in the series. Add to that his Diable Jambe, which has now reached the level of Ifrit Jambe, blue flames hot enough to melt steel. But Sanji's real growth isn't just physical. By the end, his observation haki may become so advanced that he can glimpse moments into the future. Similar to Katakuri, his armament haki will also allow him to reinforce his flames, creating devastating kicks that could rival an admiral's attacks. More importantly, Sanji's dream is tied to the All Blue, the sea where all fish gather. When Luffy becomes Pirate King, Sanji will finally achieve it, cementing him as the world's greatest cook. But don't mistake his role for support. Sanji will be one of the deadliest warriors in the final war, a man whose bounty could rival Zoro's itself. Zoro, the King of Hell. Zoro's journey has always been about one thing: becoming the world's greatest swordsman. To achieve that, he must surpass Mihawk, who sits at the very peak of swordsmanship. By the end of One Piece, Zoro won't just match Mihawk, he'll surpass him. Right now, Zoro wields Enma, a blade once belonging to Odin, and has already unlocked Conqueror's Haki coding. By the final war, Zoro's mastery of Conqueror's Haki will reach a level where every strike carries the will to split the heavens, just like Shanks and Roger. His three-sword style will become legendary, with each slash able to cut mountains, ships, and even kaiju-sized enemies. But Zoro's true strength is his role as Luffy's right hand. Just as Rayleigh was the Dark King beside Roger, Zoro is the King of Hell beside Luffy. His final bounty will likely reach levels close to or above 2 billion berries, cementing him as one of the most feared swordsmen in history. By the end, Zoro won't just be the greatest swordsman, he'll be the man who cut down everything standing in the way of his captain's dream. Luffy, the Pirate King. And finally, we come to Monkey D. Luffy, the boy who started as a rubber kid in a small village, now destined to become the Pirate King. With his devil fruit revealed as the mythical Zoan Hito Hito no Mi model Nika, his true potential is limitless. Gear 5 showed us the peak of his cartoon-like powers, bending reality itself with laughter. But the truth is, Luffy hasn't even reached his ceiling yet. By the end, Luffy will have full mastery over Gear 5, using it without strain. His Conqueror's Haki will surpass even Kaido's, making him one of the strongest figures in history. He will embody Joy Boy, not just as a name, but as the liberator of the world. His final fight will shake the foundation of the One Piece world itself. But beyond the power, Luffy's greatest strength is who he is. He doesn't fight for treasure, he fights for freedom, friends, and dreams. That's why every nation he touches rallies behind him. That's why the world government fears him. When Luffy becomes Pirate King, it won't just be about finding the treasure. It will be about tearing down 800 years of oppression and opening the seas for everyone. His final bounty, easily the highest in history, maybe even higher than Goldie Rogers, because Luffy won't just be a pirate, he'll be a legend who changed the world.